Clarion's very own TV5 News Live.
Good evening. It's Thursday, May 2nd, 2002. I'm Courtney Wilson.
And I'm Autumn Giles. Tonight our top story, gunshots and flames have erupted near the Church of Nativity in Bethlehem's Manager Square, where dozens of wanted by Israel as suspected terrorists have been held up for nearly a month.
The Israel Defense Forces said the first gunfire came from the inside the church and its troops shot back with machine guns. Earlier, the Israelis fired flares over the church where tradition says Jesus Christ was born. Negotiations have been underway for several days to end a standoff at the church. 26 people were allowed to leave the church on Tuesday. Officials say there are still between 180 and 200 Palestinians inside. The Walter Rogers is near the Church of the Nativity compound and joins us with the latest.
Church of the Nativity, where dozens and dozens of Palestinians remain holed up in a standoff which has now lasted a month. The Israelis would not say how they know the Palestinians have booby-trapped the inside of that church, but they have said that they have interrogated dozens of people who have been released in the interim. The Palestinians, of course, deny that they were responsible for lighting fires inside or in buildings adjacent to the Church of the Nativity last evening. But again, the Israelis came up with what they say is photographic evidence that the Palestinians did indeed light fires there. The Israeli position is that the Palestinians lighted those fires to give Yasser Arafat new and fresh ammunition to blast the Israelis when he was freed from his confinement in Ramallah the previous evening, and of course Arafat did exactly that. The situation in Manger Square outside the Church of the Nativity remains very tense. There's been an exchange of sniper fire. Israelis picked off 2 Palestinians within the church today. They were carried out on stretchers. The Palestinians were taking pot shots at Israeli soldiers as well. A very bizarre incident there, by the way. A group calling itself the World Solidarity Movement rushed past Israeli guards and made it into the church on their own. At least 10 of them rushed into the Church of the Nativity. They said they were coming in solidarity with the Palestinians inside the church, and they brought them food, and they say they brought them medicine to relieve some of the pressures that the Israelis are putting on the Palestinians inside that church trying to end this siege. Israel saying again that it's Yasser Arafat who holds the key to the siege, and the Israelis are charging Arafat is perpetuating the standoff here for his own political purposes. Walter Rogers, CNN, Bethlehem.
So far, so good. That's the word from County Director of Central Accounting, Scott Kiefer. According to Kiefer, the county's general fund budget has held steady through March. 3 months into the year, the county has received 14.6% of the total budgeted revenue, while it has spent 20.6% of the total budget.
The county commissioners have determined who will mortgage the Clarion office complex purchase. At today's special meeting, S&T Bank was awarded as the institution that will supply the mortgage. S&T Bank placed the lowest interest rate to the county for the project.
The county commissioners are expected to approve a limited appraisal of Clairview Nursing and Rehabilitation Center. On May 13th, the commissioners are expected to allow a New Jersey firm to conduct the appraisal. The commissioners decided on a limited appraisal as opposed to a full appraisal, but the hold option to conduct a full appraisal in the future.
Well, it has been months, but the big project might be finished soon. As you can see by our live picture from the spring fling, the Clarion County Courthouse is almost done. The courthouse is expected to be finished by the end of the week. Project officials of RG Friday's Construction say that only a few little projects are left before all the scaffolding can come down. So go down to the spring fling and don't forget to look across the street at the newly refinished courthouse.
Do you know who you're going to vote for in the primary election? Well, if you have not decided yet, you can still get information. Attorney General Mike Fisher will be making a stop here in Clarion County to campaign for the governor's race. On May 17th from 7:30 to 9:30, the candidate will be speaking in the courtyard of the Clarion Holiday Inn. To reserve your tickets, you can call 1-800-828-4081. Clarion University has a new dean. Christopher Reber has been hired by the university as the new dean for its Venango campus. Reber comes from Barron College in Erie, where he was associate provost for advancement and university relations. Reber takes the post last held by Arthur Acton, who became assistant vice president for academic affairs extended program.
With this end of the semester quickly approaching, many students in Clarion University are getting ready to sell their books back, but many students have questioned the bookstore's policy. Are they really being fair when buying students' books back? TV5's Kelly Esno has this report.
With finals right around the corner, Clarion University students have started selling their books back. But are students selling their books back early just to get the most money possible? Or are they confused about the buyback process? This is the case in one professor's class.
I'm using the same textbook in the summer and the fall from the one I'm using right now, and when I told my students in my law class that I was doing that and that probably they'd be able to sell their books back, they mentioned that the bookstore basically won't pay them as much if they hung on to the book until our exam, which was May 9th, is May 9th. And so most of them were talking about getting rid of their textbook before the exam, which I think is not the right thing to do.
This caused the professor to take action
and wrote a letter to Ed Firetemple, who's the director of the bookstore, asking whether the facts were correct. And he told me that the reason the policy is as it is that the student association, which owns the bookstore, actually asked a couple of years ago that instead of waiting until exam week, the bookstore start buying books back earlier for people who were in classes, for example, that weren't having finals and wanted to leave town and wanted to avoid the lines.
Kennedy's letter to the bookstore prompted us to find out exactly what the buyback policy is.
It's essentially broken down into two segments. One segment is where we buy books back to be used in the book center for the upcoming semester, and books that are no longer used on campus that can be sent back to a used book holder to be sent to other campuses.
So here's what the buyback process is. Textbook buyback is not the same as receiving a refund on text. A refund is given at the beginning of the term when you decide to change class, drop a course, or purchase the wrong title. Buybacks take place when you no longer are in need of your books later in the term or the subsequent terms. No receipts required and only partial money is returned. Textbooks needed by the University Book Center are bought back at 50% of the new retail price. It does not matter whether you purchase the books new or used as long as it is in good condition. Textbooks purchased for the used book company are purchased at the national market value listed on their database, which can be anywhere from 10 to 25%. In order for the University Book Center to add a title to their list, faculty must request that title be used in the next semester. Faculty decide what is to be used in their class.
At Clarion University, Kelly Esno, TV5 News. Up next, Mark Despotakis will be here live from Spring Fling.
Also, TV5 had some visitors today. We'll tell you who.
But first, it's your turn. Your turn to let us know what you think of our show. Email us or call us right here at TV5.
Programming was brought to you by the Clarion Bowl Arena, located on Route 322, 1 mile east of Clarion. Bowl Arena offers rock and bowl every Friday and Saturday night, and a game room with 8 pool tables and arcade games. Bowl Arena also offers bumper bowling for kids' birthdays and league play for adults. Call 764-3471. Again, that's 764-3471.
This portion of programming brought to you by Sarah Jane's Deli and Bakery, located 7 miles north of Shippensville on Route 208 next to the Freiburg Bank. Sarah Jane's is the perfect cater for all your special events. From weddings to private gatherings, Sarah Jane's has cakes for any occasion. Call 354-2804 today to book Sarah Jane's or stop by the fresh, delicious deli and baked goods made on location at Sarah Jane's Deli and Bakery.
This portion of the programming was made possible through a grant by the Captain Loomis Hotel and Restaurant. The Captain Loomis Hotel and Restaurant is located at 540 Main Street in Clarion and offers dining as well as a nightclub. The restaurant and nightclub are open 7 days a week for your convenience. Call the Captain Loomis Hotel and Restaurant 226-8400.
I'm the best thing you ever had. All the things I'm guilty of. Giving you too much love. Making you crazy, making you sad. Making me fall, making me upset. Think I'm playing her game. Don't you know, you never heard this is me.
There's a better way to have fun with history. Visit americaslibrary.gov. Log on, play around, learn something.
You're watching TV5 with Zeta Tau Alpha.
Hi, we're here for Chitlin Punch's birthday. You're watching Chitlin University TV5. Bye.
Welcome back. You just saw the Sons of Clarion University faculty. The kids stopped by TV5 and learned how to do a newscast. The kids ran audio camera and read from a script to produce a great show. Congratulations to all the kids who participated today.
The spring fling is halfway over. The bands are playing and the vendors are selling food. There are tons of activities going on, and TV5's own Mark Despotakis is downtown. Mark, what's going on down there?
Thanks, Autumn. We are live down here. Not a whole lot going on down here because it's a little chilly. That's the problem. We've been down here talking, and if you look behind me and look at this, live on television.
How's it going?
It's going all right. How are you?
Pretty good. I got Cinnabon here. You know, I'm happy about that.
No, there's not a whole lot of people down here. Tell people to come on down to
you know, you gotta come down here. It may be cold as heck.
Yeah, thank you.
It may be cold as heck down here, but it's still nice. You know, you want to come down and get some food. It's real cheap, except for the pretzels. They're about $4. You don't spend that on them.
Well, but it's enjoyable anyway.
Oh, it's great.
Let me tell these guys at home about some of the other things coming up in the week here. Tomorrow night, Glue Monkey will be performing here in the park at 6 p.m. And also, Friday and Saturday is Crafters Day and sidewalk sales all along Main Street, so that's something you have to look forward to. You know, they block off all of Main Street during the Autumn Leaf Festival. It's not quite as involved here, but they definitely do that. But out here, it's a little chilly, a little breezy, but that's okay. It's still fun. Come on out for Spring Fling, get some food. Before we go on our final live shot here, I want to say thanks to a couple people who helped us out. The steak stand here on the corner of Jefferson, Maine have been wonderful in giving us power for our production equipment. And actually, on the screen right now, you're seeing, you know, the Glue Monkey is tomorrow, and the Sidewalk Sales and Crafters Day is Friday and Saturday. But I want to get back on camera here. There you go. There's a steak stand, if you can get that again, Chad. These guys have been wonderful in giving us power and helping with our production equipment. I'm going to sneak out in front of the camera, and I want to also say thanks to S&T Bank for some of their help in our production assistance down here. So that is it for my live reports here from Spring Fling. Come on down. It runs through the weekend. Fireworks for Saturday evening at dusk. There's some pre-fireworks events down here in the park. You definitely want to get down here and enjoy it. Kristen will be in with the weather coming up in just a few minutes. But for now, live at Spring Fling, Mark Despotakis, TV5 News. Back to you.
Thanks, Mark. Now moving on to national news. Retired Catholic priest Paul Shanley has been arrested on 3 counts of child rape. San Diego police picked up Shanley this morning on a warrant issued in Massachusetts. Shanley worked for decades in the Boston Archdiocese. Even though officials apparently knew about abuse allegations against him, Middlesex, Massachusetts District Attorney Martha Coakley suggested there could be additional charges filed against Shanley involving more alleged victims.
A new study finds that 400,000 children are treated in the emergency room each year for traumatic head injuries. Many accidents are due to children riding bikes and scooters, rollerblading, and skateboarding without helmets. According to a study by the National Safe Kids campaign, 3,000 of those children died from their head injuries.
Up next, Kristen Knighton will be here with a weather report.
But first, here's a look at tonight's stock report. portion of programming was brought to you by Uzi's Pastries. If you're looking for the perfect wedding cake or just a few cookies, call Uzi's Pastries. Uzi's Pastries offers a wide selection of wedding cakes, cheesecakes, and cookies. For all your pastry needs, call 227-CAKE.
This portion of the programming was made possible through a grant by Fox's Pizza Den. Fox's Pizza Den is located on Old Route 66 in Clarion and offers all-day delivery. Phone 226-5555. That's 226-5555. Fox's Pizza Den is open 7 days a week for your convenience. Phone 226-5555.
This portion of programming brought to you by Slugger's Homemade Meats, located 7 miles north of Shippenville on Route 208 next to the Freiburg Bank. Slugger's offers a wide assortment of fresh meats, from ring bologna to stick bologna with hot peppers and American cheese to beef jerky and hot sausage. They have it all. If you are looking for custom cutting and wrapping, smoking and curing deer processing, phone 354-2804 and ask for Slugger.
This portion of the program was made possible through a grant from Clarion Hospital. Clarion Hospital is located off of Exit 9 of Interstate 80. Clarion Hospital offers outpatient services, transitional care, as well as an emergency room open around the clock every day of the year. More than 400 employees and 80 physicians work to serve the community. Call the Clarion Hospital at 226-9500. Clarion Hospital, providing health care to Clarion County and surrounding communities since 1954.
Watching Clarion's very own TV5 News Live.
TV5's Mark Despotakis says that it's a little chilly down there. Let's go to Kristen Knighton for a weather report. How's the weather, Kristen?
Looks good. Look at those cinnamon rolls. Mark's already off duty, enjoying a cinnamon roll. Come on down and try one. Well, back to the weather. It is very chilly out. It's overcast, and hopefully it'll be better for the week coming up. Spring spring goes on till Saturday, and the weather for Saturday will be good because we have the fireworks coming, and I suggest you bring a coat with you, though. Looking at the satellite map, you can see a medium cloud coverage over Pennsylvania. There is more intense coverage circulating around us, which will bring possible rain sometime over the next couple of days. There is much cloud coverage around the western states. We have a warm front moving in through Pennsylvania. Temperature will be rising throughout the week. There is some precipitation occurring to the right of the U.S. and some in the central states. Even though we are going to be experiencing cloud coverage, we won't see rain until Monday, so hopefully it'll be a clear weekend. This next map represents tomorrow, which shows intense wind, which will occur all day. There is a lot of precipitation moving around us, but not hitting us until next week. The high will be 56, yet it might be a little chilly due to the wind factors. Let's take a look at the 5-day forecast. Friday, windy, high of 56, low of 34. Saturday, partly cloudy, a high of 67 and a low of 30. Sunday is partly cloudy, a high of 75 and a low of 43. Monday, rain, high of 73, low of 48. Tuesday, mostly cloudy, a high of 78 and a low of 49. That's it for today's weather.
Let me just step in. You saw me eating before. I just want to say that this is phenomenal, so you have to go over and get one when we're done.
Oh, I will. All right, well, back to you guys. Thanks.
There might be a little rain, but at least it's warming up. Yeah. And so, does anybody know what time it is? It's time for Martise's Minute.
If you haven't heard already, the music industry suffered a terrible loss last week with the death of Lisa Left Eye Lopez. Last week in Honduras, a car accident claimed the life of this singer. Lopez, part of the Grammy-winning group TLC, died when the SUV she was driving veered off the highway and rolled over. Today, family members, friends, and thousands of fans are gathering together in suburban Atlanta to say goodbye. Lisa Lopez was 30 years old. For years, we've heard pop idol Britney Spears preach to fans about the evils of booze, premarital sex, and smoking. But a photographer from the New York Post has a picture of Britney with a lit cigarette in her hand on a hotel balcony in Sydney, Australia. The Post says Britney's spokeswoman issued a brief no response when asked about the smoking and whether it would encourage fans to light up also. With Martise's Minute, for the last time ever on TV5, I'm Martise McCree.
Your watch may tell the time, but if you're into watching faces, we've got a clock for you. A clock tower in Brooklyn that may not be as famous as Big Ben, but it's stopping people in their tracks with that eerie feeling that someone is watching them. Jan Moose explains.
You've probably been told to keep an eye on the clock, but did you ever think the clock would keep an eye on you?
What is it? I thought it was an apparition.
I was just wondering, what is that? Because I thought that I was just hallucinating.
They look down at us, they look up at God knows what. For almost a month, faces have graced the clock tower visible from the Manhattan and Brooklyn bridges.
It's a little freaky.
We're accustomed to seeing a face on a watch, be it O.J. Simpson, complete with Bronco chase, or Bill Clinton with a growing nose.
Actually tripling in length every 10 seconds.
But this clock takes a bite out of the Big Apple's skyline.
I thought it was the guy that lives there just showing some home movies.
I think he said it's too bad it's not porn. When we first saw that, we thought it was like people, they were like up to no good up there, just walking around.
Real people are up there walking around, all right. The ones who turn on 4 giant projectors every evening, sending out images to all 4 clocks on the tower.
Mylar?
Uh-huh. Artist Michael Counts streamed up the project as he passed by the clock tower every day.
I just thought, to have somebody up there looking out, a benign, benevolent big brother.
Michael got about 70 New Yorkers to play to a camera, some actors, some friends, some strangers.
For the most part, they just treated the camera lens as a window, as if they were peering out onto the city.
The one thing practically no one could resist was the urge to put an eye up to the lens. Eyeballs of every race, eyeballs of every age, eyeballs of every color. Aye. Starting to look like LASIK eye surgery.
I think it's, pleasing to the eye, but I just hope it doesn't infest the neighborhood with artists and new, because, after the artists move in, the rich people move in.
Well, actually, the developers who let Michael use the space plan to renovate and put it on the market for $8 to $10 million.
Would the owner finance? Over 300 years.
Check out the view several celebrities have, from Kevin Costner to Sean P. Diddy Combs. For the Clock Project's finale, May 3rd, spectators are urged to bring along a radio, tune it to 91.1, and hear a simulcast of what the faces are saying. Now that's a clock radio.
NYE, New York.
Give that clock some eye drops. Jeannie Moe, CNN, New York.
Up next, April Johnson will be here with tonight's sports.
But first, here's a look at tonight's lottery numbers. Hope you're a winner.
This portion of programming is sponsored by Reese Brothers, located in Drake Square Building in Oil City. Reese Brothers offers competitive hourly wage, plus daily bonuses, flexible scheduling, company-sponsored health benefits, and paid professional training. Call today at 1-800-365-3500, extension 684, or 677-9236 for your personal interview, or stop by and visit the Drake Square Building. Reese Brothers, where integrity and technology connect.
Do you want complete coverage of local, state, national, and international news as it happens? Then tune in to Clarion's very own TV5 News Live for complete coverage of the Clarion area and our world. TV5 news crews join with the crews from the world news leader CNN to provide complete coverage of the day's events. With advanced satellite capabilities, TV5 can bring you the latest news as it happens. So tune in every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday evenings for Clarion's very own TV5 News Live.
Whether you're looking for formal attire or a Halloween costume, Town & Country Cleaners has it all. From tux rental to costumes, stop by Town & Country Cleaners. Town & Country Cleaners has a wide variety of services to offer, including dry cleaning and spot removal. Located in Clarion Borough on Liberty Street right next to the VFW, Town & Country Cleaners can handle all of your needs. To find out what Town & Country can do for you, call 647-4781.
Wardrobe for some TV5 News staff provided by Fashion Bugs located in the Clarion Mall. Whether you're looking for junior trendy or fashion for women, they have it all with many different styles. Fashion Bug also offers a wide selection of accessories. Fashion Bug is located in the Clarion Mall, just off exit 62 off Interstate 80. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. till 9 p.m., and Sunday from noon till 5.
So, April, what's new in the sports world?
Well, in basketball news, the NBA playoff games are dwindling down. Tonight marks all of the game number 5 for the teams left in the tournament. There are a few teams right now that have their series tied 2-2. In the West, Seattle and San Antonio will face off, and in the East, look out for the Philadelphia-Boston game, the Indiana-New Jersey game, and the Toronto-Detroit game. Be sure to tune into these games because they're sure to be exciting. Well, Tom Collins, the coach who led the Colorado State women's basketball team, has declined the offer to become the women's basketball coach at Vanderbilt University. Just 24 hours after accepting the position at Vanderbilt, Collins backed out because of questions concerning his education. The coach's biography listed him with 2 master's degrees from Miami of Ohio, but when Vanderbilt did a background check, it turned out that Collins had 1 master's degree and a dual major. Although Collins claims the mistake in his credentials was a misunderstanding made by Colorado State, he felt it was in his best interest to turn down the job at Vanderbilt. Well, HBO and Showtime have their sights set high on the June 8th fight between Mike Tyson and Lennox Lewis. The fight will be available on pay-per-view for $54.95 and is expected to rake in over 1 million pay-per-view buys. And as for our Pittsburgh Pirates, they have yet again lost to the Colorado Rockies 2-7. Today, the Pirates played their 3rd game against the Rockies and just couldn't pull through with another victory. Hopefully, Pittsburgh can come back off of their 6-game losing streak when they go up against San Diego tomorrow night. And that's all for the Sports Report tonight. I'm Eva Johnson.
Thanks, April. Well, that's the news for this semester. Up next is Feedback with Mark Despotakis. Tonight is the last ever Feedback. Tonight, Mark will be taking a look back at his years on Feedback and saying goodbye, so stay tuned. Also, I would like to thank Domino's Pizza for great food. Call Domino's Pizza at 226-4060. Open from 1 a.m. to 12:30 a.m. Sunday through Wednesday and 11 a.m. to 1 a.m. Thursday through Saturday. I would also like to wish Jessica May Strofstall a happy 20th birthday. I love you, girl. Well, until next semester, I'm Autumn Gels. And I'm Courtney Wilson. Have a great summer.